Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. Today is Tuesday the 8th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day outside. Rained, drizzled, sprinkled, rained, drizzled, sprinkled all day. It's still a beautiful day to be alive. So, got this morning, fairly early, not great, not in a big hurry to get up. Trying to get my body back into a normal routine after, almost a year and a half, whatever it was, getting up at 5:20 every weekday morning for that stupid puppy. So definitely up sooner than I wanted to be, but it is what it is. So got up, got a couple things done. Did not head out to the hot tubs. I had to go get some work taken care of today. Ran over to one of my vending locations that has a cooling deck in one of my vending machines as went bad, and I was able to find a repairman over in Orlando. So I drove over this morning, and it was that weird thing. I looked like the address up from like where my vending spot is to his place, and it was actually 5 minutes longer to get from the vending place to his place than it was to get from my house to his place, even though it's just the way the traffic and the whole locations and the roads and stuff is kind of a weird thing. So I said, you know what, I don't have the whole schedule thing. I had a meet and greet for like 10:30. I was trying to get back and forth to and whatever. They canceled my meet and greet at 10:30, which is ridiculous because the whole fact that this is the second time they've canceled on me, and they're the ones that want to, they're trying to get me to do a meet and greet on Saturday or Sunday, and on Saturday especially. I'm like, I am not giving you a Saturday because you've already missed 2 fucking meet and greets on me. Why would I give up a weekend day that I don't get? By the way, I don't get paid for this time, so I'm dealing with people like still the text messages, changing my day around and stuff, only to have them blow me off anyway, and I've not made $1 off these people yet. So there's a real good chance I'm just going to tell them to piss off because I went way out and above and beyond, and it is what it is. So went ahead from there, was able to get a couple other things done. So I basically was like, I got to rush over there, and I didn't have time. Had I known they weren't going to be coming, I could have grabbed the vending machine cooling deck, drove on over to Orlando, dropped it off because the guy wasn't there until late afternoon, or mid-afternoon, he said. I could have dropped it off and been back, but I'm like, hey, no big deal. So just picked up the deck, got it pulled out of the machine. Surprisingly not that hard to take out. Got it all undone, got it good to go. From there, I basically headed back home and thought I'll just bring it to the house, do everything else, my appointments I have today, and then I will run it over to Orlando once the guy gets home from work, and we will be, or home from servicing other machines back at the shop where he can work on in the garage. So I was like, okay, no big deal. So I went ahead and said, hell with it. I got back to the house. On the way, I stopped in to a little spot, just kind of trying to do a little shopping thing. Didn't work. So it is what it is. But I got back here. It's kind of nice not to rush back because I don't have that pup at the house like all the time right away kind of thing. So it kind of gave me an extra minute to kind of just be slow. I didn't have to rush back to the house. So got to the house though, got a couple things done. They canceled the meet and greet on me, so I didn't have to worry about getting back there for that quick. Went by a air conditioning heating company called Advanced. I think it's Advanced. Talked to them. I walked up as I parked, and so the parking lot's it's not laid out well for parking. It's hard to get around the building and stuff, and the warehouses is kind of a dumb thing. But all the techs I've ever seen like out, and I chat with them and stuff, just kind of make small talks, walk by. They've all seemed to be super friendly, super polite people, and it makes a difference. And my air conditioning guy, I've been asking him to get me a damn quote for a couple mini splits for over a year now, and he hasn't done shit. Like, I'm just like, until like he came put my actual air conditioning in, and put a whole new inside unit, the whole redid everything except for the ductwork, and then basically was like, yeah, I'm not giving you an estimate. And I don't know why. He keeps saying he's gonna. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get on that. I'll get it to you and stuff, and then never hear from him. It's like, what? Do you not want money? Like, I don't understand the concept. So who knows? So I went and talked to them. I was walking up, and there's like signs in their closed temporarily due to COVID and and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then as I was walking, kind of like turned to walk back to the truck, like, okay, I guess I'll just call the number. Because I don't want to be the dude who like just yanks on the door of the company who says that they're closed. So I was like, what the hell? And a technician came out of the back. I see you guys open. He goes, oh yeah, because we need. And I basically told him and stuff. He goes, oh yeah, we'll come in here. We'll talk to so and so and so. And I was like, well, the signs. And he's like, oh yeah, we just haven't taken them down yet. And I'm like, oh really? And your open light isn't on either. So how many people are you losing here? Which they look busy, so who cares? Super nice guy. Went in and talked to the guy, scheduled an appointment. Super nice guy there too. they got all the plaques up saying how they're supporting like local, sports teams and stuff, and little leagues and high schools and stuff. It's just that whole, just that mom and pop feel of not a corporation thing, but also not just some dude in a truck with his buddies putting air conditioning. So it kind of has that professional enough, but yet not stodgy, kind of thing. So got an appointment to have them come out and give me an estimate tomorrow. I'm going to look into putting in 2 separate small units, both to be able to run off 110. So if for some reason, like during the hurricane, it'll be easier to power it up. But then I like the idea of basically running just one big unit with 2 heads on it. So I can have one outside unit, 2 heads, and then run it off, just go buy a bigger generator and just run it off that. So that way I can still air condition our bedrooms, my bedroom and my mom's bedroom. That way it just makes it easier. Plus I won't have to air condition my whole house down to 71 at night during the summer. I can air condition just the bedrooms down to whatever temperature you want. So mom keeps wanting to put her like window shaker, like the little window air conditioner in the house. I'm like, Mom, I can't do it. Like if it was the thing like the hurricane, we have no other option, or if it's the simple fact that I did not have money or could not find mini splits and I couldn't pay for it, different thing. But I hate the look of a house with like window air conditioning on. It just reminds me of like trailer parks and just growing up shit poor, with one window in your dad's bedroom window only. The rest of the house, you're sweating your ass off, and he's in there cool, sleeping, and I just hate the look of it, so I can't do it. I can't bring myself to it. So got back to the house, hung around there a little bit. End up contacting the people who had a 3:30 appointment for a meet and greet, and asked them, hey, could you guys come over and do it any earlier, because I have a chance to go see a house that I want to look at, not even on the market yet, off the market completely still across people selling it by owner possibly kind of thing, but it won't be for sale until like March. So I'm excited about getting to see it, and I can look at it at 3 o'clock. I don't want to rush to get back here by 3:30, and they said 100% understand the way the market is, we'll be there at 1:30. I'm like, perfect, that'll be great. So went ahead, had heard from the owners of the house. They said they have the guy that's renting the property said he'd show it to me at 3. I was like, cool, we're all good to go. Hung out in the house a little bit, and it was did the 1:30 meet and greet. Went well. The gentleman is a double amputee, he's in a wheelchair and stuff, so it's a little more of a pain in the butt getting him in the house. So he does pretty good with it though. Chatted, really great couple. American Pit Bull mix lab, got those what looks like some Dalmatian in it maybe too, but the colorings, little black speckles everywhere, and we were chatting and stuff, and the dog's a little bit ornery towards Bruce at the beginning, but I got that calmed down, so I think it'll be fine. Went ahead, got it all booked up, answered all our questions. They were there surprisingly quite a while, longer than they probably should have been, didn't need to be, but we were having a good conversation, we were having fun chatting and stuff, and everything got along real well. So they left, and I was like, shit, I'm running kind of late, but like I got time, so I went and get my run in, got that taken care of, got back to the house, got over to it was kind of really short, close to the meet and greet, or not the meet and greet, but the viewing of that house I want to look at. Went and wife took off work for a little bit, ran over and looked at the house also. My mother rode with us, and met over there. It's a big goddamn house. It's like 2,420 square feet, I think. I think my house is like 13 something, so it's a massive big house. Problem it is, it's the same size lot as I have. It's a 2-lot, buildable 2-lot, and by the time it's like taking their 1,300 feet out of my house, out of my yard. So it kind of sucks there. The yard's not great. The yard is pretty. It's not big. It's not really good for the whole dog thing and stuff. There's no room to put like I don't know. And it's also $375,000. So goddamn, it's that weird world of like I've been telling myself. 350 range. I'm gonna build. I think over 350. I'll probably build it and buy the land myself and go from there. And I found 10 acres for $200,000. But I don't have. If I drop, first I only have $200,000 cash. I got like $165 cash, so I'd have to take a mortgage out to get the land given and stuff, or possibly make an offer of a cash offer of that. But then I'm broke and I can't build a house for a couple years, kind of thing. So I don't know. It's a pain in the tuchus. So, but yeah. Sucks, but it is what it is. So which worst case scenario, just pull a mortgage on our house and then build it, or even get a construction loan, because now we own the property, the land underneath, and it's easier to get the construction loan and so on and so forth. But it is what it is. But yeah, got that done. Got back to the house. After looking at the house, we like it. It's just I don't know if I can justify $375, man. Because it was funny because the renter that's there, she offered to him a handful of months ago for $325. And because the market's been so stupid in our neighborhood, she's making like an extra like $50,000, and he lied to her and said he was going to buy it and then didn't, kind of thing. So I'm going to try and possibly make her like a lowball offer. I got to talk to my wife to see if she actually wants it or not. So I'm not certain. It's more, the house is going to be more for her. The yard's not spectacular, but it's a really pretty house. It's 375. It should be pretty, but it's got a 3-car garage. The garage has been carpeted, which I don't like. It's a great man cave, but I kind of want a workshop. Like I need a place for my tools, not fancy carpet in the garage, but it is what it is. I'm not the guy who has like poker nights and stuff, but who knows? Maybe if I set that up, I would, and I would be happier having poker nights than having a wood shop. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see. The yard behind it, there's 2 empty lots straight back that if I could get those bought, I would pay $400 grand for the house if I could buy those empty 2 lots behind it. So it'd give me a full half-acre lot with the house, and it would just be phenomenal. But they don't own those 2 lots behind. So I'm gonna go talk to the owners of that house. They're gonna introduce or tell them I'm coming, kind of thing. They're gonna basically reach out to them and let them know that I'm gonna go talk to them at some point. And if they will sell me that property over there, those 2 lots for, say, 50 grand, I'm all into this place. Like, I am 100% into it. I want the house, everything about it be phenomenal. I can put a nice little workshop back there, leave my garage, for cars and stuff and the boats, and actually have a little workshop in the back, or better yet, build an in-law suite at the back. Like a little tiny house. The smallest they build in the shores is like 1,100 square feet, 1,000 square feet, something like that. Build the tiniest little house I can get code on, throw my father-in-law in there, and then eventually make it a rental, once he passes, kind of thing. So that would be a perfect, phenomenal. That'd be great. That'd be absolutely great. But who knows? Got down there, talking to them. I ran over to Orlando to have the guy work on my vending machine for me. And phenomenal idiot. Texted him and said, hey, yeah, we're all good to go. And I even had asked him earlier, I'm like, hey, I'll be able to get there about 4:30, 5 o'clock, depending on traffic and stuff and whatnot. And I said, or would you rather come tomorrow? He said, no, today's perfectly great. That works fine, whatever. And I said, okay. And his address, I headed over. I texted him and said, hey, again, I'm going to be there a little bit before 5, depending on traffic and stuff. Yep, absolutely. I'm about 15 minutes away. And this is at 4:15. He texted me this text. 4:15. He says, I'm about 15 minutes away. I said, okay, cool. So I'm like, great. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. I get there. I text him and say, hey, I'm 5 minutes out at this point. Going, because he would have been home. Because at this point, I'm driving like an hour plus left, And I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, no problem. And so, And I was only pulling up, blue truck, topper, And he's like, okay, cool. I'm about 15 minutes away. Traffic's bad. I'm like, almost an hour ago, you were 15 minutes away. What the hell is up with this shit? I was like, that's not cool. It's like, okay, whatever. And then he basically texts back going, traffic's horrendous and I still can't get this up. I'm stuck in traffic, blah. Just leave the part by the door, and then as soon as I get there, I'll fix it. And it's raining, man. You have a garage with no overhang, no carport, but no nothing. I'm like, what the? I'm like, no, dude, I'm gonna wait for you because, like, first off, if I don't, I'm gonna go wander around this like backwoods part of Orlando. That's like, there's nothing to do here. I have no reason to be over here. It's dark. I can't like go run around the park for exercise because I already ran today, and also I had no way to get a shower afterwards and whatever. And I think a lot of those parks over here are like shutting down at like dark, so I can't even be in the park legally anyway. There's a dog park near his house, which I didn't know because I didn't bring my dog. He went and hung to the dog park. But again, it's raining. Like, I'm going to stand outside in the rain and it's cold and shit. And he's like, well, I said, no, I'm waiting right here for you. Also, I figure if I did that, it'd be 2 more hours before he got home because he's already lied to me. It's been over an hour. Say he's 15 minutes away. 4 times say he's 15 minutes away. And all those added together makes the full time he's still not here yet. So I'm like, no, dog, I'm just going to wait for you right here. So I sit in front of his house and wait, which I was at least nice enough sitting in the road because my truck will drip oil from time to time, and I don't want to mark up his driveway. So I sat there. 40 more minutes go by at this point. I was so fucking pissed off. It's like, you motherfucker. He finally shows up, and he texts me, he's like, I'm 2 minutes out at the stoplight, blah, 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 whatever. 8 minutes after that, he shows. So 10 minutes later. So even when he says he's 2 minutes away, he's 10 minutes late. I'm like, motherfucker. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he gets there, the guy's a nice enough guy, yada, yada, whatever. I didn't even I was like, hey, do you want to go say hi to your family or hug your wife? I was like, no, just fucking fix this damn machine. Like, you got me tripping balls out here like this point. Like, if I knew anybody else was doing these things at this point, I would have just walked away from this whole thing at all. But it's so hard to find people willing to work on these damn machines. He kind of has me over a barrel. So part of me is like, maybe I should look into building these, fixing these damn stupid things. So there was not a lot of work. I watched the dude, and that's one of the reasons I think he wanted me to drop it off and leave, is not to see how easy his shit was he was doing. But I also don't know if he's running a license, because there's something that he was doing I don't think he's running a license on it, which I don't really give a damn. That's on him, for him getting busted kind of thing, not me, but it is what it is. So went ahead, said the hell with it, got there, got the thing up on the table, he did some testing on it and stuff, said, yeah, I guess this right here is working, this can work, that can happen, blah, 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 kind of crap. Then once somebody stopped and talked to me, and I wanted to look and be like, just keep fucking working. Like, if you can't talk and work, don't talk. Work is much more important. I was like, whatever, because I had a Zoom meeting for my cruise agent. We were doing like 6:30. At this point, there's no chance. I was hoping I'd be able to drop it off 100% done with him, and might even be home or halfway home by then. I catch the tail end of the meeting, to the Zoom meeting and stuff. I want to get back to the house with my wife, and not even close. The Zoom meeting's starting up. I'm still there. He's still drawing a vacuum off the machine finally, which takes, well, I understand it has to run for a while to make sure it works and stuff. You get it all empty and get it all cleaned out and whatever. But I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I went ahead, talked to my wife, and I said, hey, did you get on the Zoom meeting? She's like, I can't get logged in on my phone. I don't have any downloaded. I'm like, I told you, use my iPad. Like, what are you doing? So she gets my iPad, figures out how to turn on because she's never used the iPad, the 12.9, whatever. Figures out I get talking her through it, telling her to get it. At this point, I'm already on the Zoom meeting on my phone, on cell data, and now talking to her also. Talked her through it, told her how to get through it. She finally gets it logged in. She goes, so she gets in. We're good to go. Eventually, there's not much in the meeting that was really worth a shit. That guy finally gets wrapped up. We get the machine back in my truck, and I head home, and he's gonna get something to eat. But I was like, my goal was, he was supposed to be there. I was gonna meet the guy, drop my machine off, go get something to eat, come back, pick my machine up, and go home. Well, I'm sitting here, I can't leave my machine out in the rain, so the whole thing's got thrown off. So I didn't eat it all. And I said, hell with it. And to the point now, it's like super late. I'm watching the Zoom meeting, basically about the cruise thing and stuff, and it was not, I don't know. That Zoom meeting was absolutely a waste of time. It was a big old pain that took us, but didn't learn nothing. Like, it was, I don't know what he was thinking. Tony promoted this like it's gonna be a great thing, and we were gonna have great giveaways, and it was, you can't imagine all the swag away and just prizes, and I didn't give a shit about prizes, but my wife is all up in, she'll like fight somebody for a t-shirt out of a cannon that doesn't even fit her. Like, she's loves a free thing. So I was like, whatever. They gave away something that we knew about before. Tony offered like an extra credit that if anybody wants to use, they can have an extra onboard credit thing, whatever, which is cool. And then on top of that, the woman that was running it for Virgin gave away one like travel mug. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, whatever. Somebody wanted a travel mug. They were really excited about it. So I was like, hey, whatever. So it is what it is. So went ahead. That was about it. Me, I was driving home in the truck while watching this and stuff in the rain. It was gross weather and whatnot. And the whole thing sucked. But got back to the house. Ended up eating a cookie, said the hell with it. Went outside and had myself a cigar, chatted with my wife about their house we talked about. I actually ended up also on the way over to drop off the vending machine to get fixed or whatever and get it repaired. I called the owner of the property of the house I looked at. Actually, she texted me and asked me what I thought of it, what it looked like. She hasn't been in the house in like 8 years or some shit. She don't know what the house looks like really. So we were talking back and forth and stuff, and we ended up talking like 40 minutes on the drive over there, and gave her a bunch of information about the house and stuff, and told her where my offer would probably be, to the point that she's talking about having people come in and power wash it and have all those screens replaced and having somebody come in and like professionally paint all the walls and stuff. And I'm like, I'm good with none of that crap. Like, if I make you the offer, like, I'm good. Like, the offer I make you will be 100%. Like, I'll take it as is. Like, you don't have to leave Boston. Like, you can stay in Boston. I have a real estate agent here in town, in Florida or in Orlando for $1,000 to do all our paperwork. You just sign this shit by proxy. I can sign the shit, transfer the money to your bank. We're all good to go. Make sure we don't get pineapples. We don't get our shit stolen there. But basically, the mortgages handle all that stuff, and we're good to go on that process. She's like, I like that idea, but I'm not paying you top ass dollar for that house, because that house at $375 is fully repainted. It's all the screens are replaced, and I'm going to toil through. I'm going to make your life a little miserable because you're getting top dollar, and I'm going to make you jump through hoops. I'm going to require extra inspections. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Where if we do it for, say, the $325 you offer it to the renter, I won't even require an inspection. I'll take the house as it sits, like, I'll take it right now. But at $375, I got to talk about this shit. So, and I basically told her I'd be coming in probably like $320. It's kind of where I was at. I told her, I said, actually, we're approved from the mortgage company for $330. So anything above $330, we got to pay cash on, and which we have cash, luckily. I said I have some. I don't want to get rid of it all, though, but I don't have to and stuff. And she didn't really say no. But we had another old couple that we're going to look at it today as well. And then depending on what they say, I'm going to probably call back tomorrow with my offer. And I'm going to try and offer like $345 with closing date when the renter basically gets out, whatever that time is. We'll say, 7 days after the renter's out. We'll have the, whatever it takes. So, which is March. He had a house built like March 2nd, I think, so he's supposed to be out there. So I figure we set it up. It's going to be delayed, probably March 15th. And then basically 7 days after that. So it would give me 7 days to do a final inspection once the house is empty, have my home inspectors come through and all that good fun stuff, and then basically do a closing at that time and be done. Like, you don't have to leave Boston. Like, literally, I'll do everything. Just send me the key, code where to get in the house, or just, I already give you earnest money. It's all good to go here. We don't care. So But we'll see what happens. It's really hard telling, and it is a pain in the tuchus. But we thought if we bought that house, we'd then give our house to my father-in-law, not rent our house to my father-in-law, so he could get out of the assisted living. Then put him right down there next to us, or not next to us, but near us, 0.9 miles away, so less than a mile away from us. And we'd be good to go there. And also would keep us from having to do a full remodel on our house, and we'd be able to do that over time with him there. Whenever he passes, we get to do it, or like even replace like the windows and stuff. I could do them one at a time personally in there myself, instead of hiring a crew to come in and do all windows for 30 grand kind of thing, to make it a rental to somebody else. And I'd also have more control of the father-in-law with the whole process of him, you know, make sure he pays the rent, because we have access to the bank account. So if you don't pay your rent, then guess what? We don't drive the doctor. So you got to pay your rent if you want us to continue helping you and make you dinner, that kind of thing. So then we still got to get his house sold, get that money, and just, it's a lot of juggling balls for this whole thing that just, it can really, and all it takes is one thing to go wrong and this whole house of cards comes crumbling in on us. So I've got to make sure this whole plan works 100% for us without him, because he is a giant pain in the ass and will go for like weeks of, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, and then like literally one day just get a hair in his butt, up his butt, and go, nope, I don't want to do it that way. And then all this work and effort I put into, you know, getting his house cleaned out, getting his house sold, or getting his record sold, or where the hell it is, and getting the car sold and stuff, and he's like, nope, I don't want to do it. And then you're just like, nope, that was a waste of 2 weeks of my life for nothing, you know. And what does he give a shit? Because he thought about it one day. We talked about it about 4 times. He basically thought that was a good idea, and then doesn't realize the amount of work I'm putting into this crap just for him to be like, oh, I don't want to do that now. I'm going to change my mind. And who cares? Doesn't realize the fact that I've had 2 weeks worth of work in this thing, and he doesn't give a damn, because he thought about it, and he's like, oh, I don't want to do it. Had he put the full 2 weeks in there and realized where we're at in the process, he might have been less likely to just fluff it off, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, got that whole thing done. Lots of information on that today. Today was an overwhelming brain day. It really was just an overwhelming brain day. And got back to the house, had myself a cigar in the evening, froze my butt off. It's so cold. I should have lit my gas heater up, but I did not. When I first went there, I didn't think it was that bad. It was getting colder and colder. By the time it got that cold, I was like, I'm not going to be that much longer to kick the heater on, so I didn't do it. So headed to bed. Actually turned on a little oil heater in the bedroom because it was cold enough that didn't want to freeze the whole time since I held it, and kicked on so we could get some sleep. That's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.